Rishiri.
Oh, hello. Oh, big stretch. Oh, Jesus. Right. Here we go. Yeah, okay. How's everybody doing? So, yeah, we are going to do a little Friday stream because why the hell not? We've got quite a few announcements and obviously a new world update to talk about, and I'll try my best going forward. Any sort of city updates I've been good with. World updates, not so much, but I'll try my best to go through updates like world updates and city updates. Obviously, city updates being a bit easier to cram in. Now, listen, we're not going to go over every point of interest. I'm sure you can imagine. The stream would be a long time. We'll get through quite a lot if we just have to use the drone camera to have a little look around. We'll go and have a look at every airport included. There's 5, and then we'll have a look at some of the points of interest. Have a look at some of the TIN, the triangular irregular network, or something like that. So they call it something fancy like that. Hiroshima, Tokyo Metro, Narita, Haneda. We've got a few new TIN coveraged areas, so we'll have a little look at that. Let me know in the comments how you're doing this week, and let me know what you've been doing. Get involved if you are interested in seeing obviously some of the Japan update, world update 20 we're on now. So we'll have a little look at the airport. I've had a look around the airports. They're actually really, really good. Some of them really, really small. Actually, some of them really small, but equally as detailed. This week I've got another unboxing tomorrow, and then on Wednesday I've got a sort of a feature-length video, if you like. And then there will be a new product trailer coming somewhere along the line the next couple of weeks. I've got a fair few things to look at, some new things to unbox, and then in hopefully in a couple of weeks, guys, the channel's going to start getting some regular, something else regular, something that I can't wait to try, and something that I have personally worked with in the past in a career position, and I'm excited because I've always wanted to bring it to the channel, and now I can. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. Yeah, let me know how you've been in the comments. If you are rewatching the stream, let me know again what you've been doing this week, where you've been flying on the sim, and then later on in the stream we'll have a good little chat about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming to PlayStation 5, which I'm personally excited about. I have a PS5. I will be trying my very, very best to get a bit of content out for that come Christmas or maybe in the new year. It certainly won't be sort of cancelling out any of the PC, the Windows version of Flight Sim. So no worries about that at all. I will be wanting to make some content, mostly sort of first impressions and what it's like, and comparing it to the PC version, all that good stuff. So we'll have a little look at that when it comes around. And obviously we've got more to look through throughout the year, throughout the end of the year, coming into the 2026, of course. So yeah, we're going to start at it's Hokkaido or Hokkaido. Hokkaido, I think, Spaceport, which I think is so cool. I say this is one of those times where I've had I wouldn't say a really detailed look at each of the airports, but I've spent some time on them, and this is pretty cool. And obviously already you can see you can't see anything. You can't see anything because I'm still on the big screen. I've taken away the other little screen on here because there was absolutely no point. But yeah, let's flick over to the sim. There we go. Before we start, big shout out to Logitech again for hooking me up with the G Pro X2 Lightspeed. I can now go wireless with my headphone and microphone, and it's all fancy. But no, they're doing you've got to the 29th now, so not long for any discounts, any good deals. They are selling out of products, but yeah, I have been lucky enough to be working with Logitech and collaborating with those for the last 2 weeks. Massive shout out to those guys. It's linked in the description if you are interested, guys. There's not just headsets, mouses, keyboards. Go and have a look. There's a lot in there. Obviously, this is where we've got all the Logitech overlays. So yeah, as you can see already, the Japanese style of runway markings, the orange runway markings, and this one's pretty fun. And obviously all these are made by Gaia Simulations, or at least they are now kind of part of the development team, if you like. Still not quite sure what the whole relationship is there. I know Gaia don't actually, from what I believe, they're not making anything as a third party now, so you can't go and buy any sceneries from those guys. They used to do some fantastic sceneries. They still do some fantastic sceneries because they're, as I say, they're providing obviously Microsoft with these handcrafted airports. And for me, just straight off the bat, I think this round of new airports, these new handcrafted ones in the Japan update, there just seem to be a bit more to them. Don't know what it is. I just think there's a bit more, I don't know, detail and overall polish. And that's not to say that they were bad before. It's just, well, as you'll start to see, there's some really good stuff going on now. I don't know whether we've got collision. Yeah, we have. Now, I can't get my camera in there, the drone camera, unfortunately, but you can see there is a, there's an interior in there, A lovely bike there. But this is what I mean, look. There's a, there's a fair bit, circuit breakers, ladders. you've got all the Japanese writing on the side of the buildings and the spaceport. Well, look at it. Goes out saying you'll be getting an airship in here. I haven't checked, but we could do with checking if this is an animated door. I don't think it is, but it would be cool to try and see if there's a... I don't know. The drone camera sometimes triggers aircraft-specific things. I don't think it does. Whether you might even need the airship to do it, I don't know. But if it doesn't work, they were definitely missing a trick. In my opinion, they were missing a trick. That would be pretty cool if you could pop your airship in there. Let's jump into drone camera. Oh, why has it gone all the way over there? Mac, hello, how are you doing? Or should I say, oh, yeah, definitely, you could do. You could do. I'm not obviously fluent. Actually, I don't speak a word of Japanese, so yeah. But yeah, hello, Matt. Good to see you, and obviously fantastic to see you in the chat, and obviously everyone who enters the chat this evening. We are trying to keep up with the 7 p.m. times. Again, they seem to be working, but do you know what? It really just depends, doesn't it? It really just depends. But the spaceport, Hokkaido spaceport, as well as the other ones we'll see this evening in the live stream, there's a fair bit of detail like that. Just like I was saying before, just with these new ones, they just seem to be bumping the quality up and the amount of assets and detail. It's community flight night. I'm switching from your stream official. Oh, okay. Well, that's probably me being an absolute a fool and scheduling a live stream while there's yeah. I would be, doing that, wouldn't I, on a Friday night? Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Everyone's going off to actually watch the official live stream. Fair enough. Even so, Mac, on Twitch as well. I mean, if there's an official sort of community fly-in, people are going to be watching it there. So I've probably made a bit of an error. Maybe should have tried to go. Mind you, I couldn't have went live last night, to be fair. So that's something. So it was today or tomorrow, and then tomorrow, people have already sort of started to see the world update and stuff, and then Sunday I'll be live streaming again anyway. So it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. If people are watching the community fly-in, then fair dues, you know what I mean? Hopefully the video will the live stream will make up when it's on demand. But anyway, yeah, the spaceport, look at this. I absolutely love this. I mean, we're getting, I think from what I've seen around this particular scenery when I had a look, is we are getting some of the, when I say the default assets, I mean the assets that are a bit more, like obviously these cars, for example, aren't the really like the 2D blocky cars. These are really custom. Mac, never been over to Japan, mate. Absolute dream of mine. US, Japan, loads of places, mate. The place I've been the most is Czech Republic, mate. Been to Poland, been to Spain a few times when I was when I was little, going with the family. But in terms of sort of traveling on my own, it's been Poland and Czech Republic so far, mate. But yeah, these cars are a bit more, substantial. And to be fair, they actually look authentically Japanese as well. Especially this one, the little van. Only from what I've seen online and sort of, videos, they seem very authentic to the location. So what I was trying to get is, I think some of the assets like the bikes and some of the other things, these seem to be ones that you can also use as well in the scenery editor. But things like this, custom made things, that are specific to the location. This is really well done as well. And then the sign as well. The sign, all readable. If you're fluent in Japanese, it's all readable. Really, really cool. I think for me, this particular one, this is the one I like the most out of the 5 of them that were released. But they're all fantastic. Again, I think the last couple we go to, if it's in order, they are pretty small. And then there you go. An actual airship apron. Again, all fenced off, all perimeter fenced off. Some details here, some obviously weather apparatus. And imagine these look like they might possibly be lights for the airship. I'm going to guess they are maybe lights to possibly guide the airship, and that is going to be a total guess. These, I would say, weather equipment. Again, I apologize. There's no real definite answer on that, but satellites, maybe radio equipment. But it's all there. And look at this. I'm assuming it's a no enter sign. I'm just going to guess that. But as you can see, the fencing, the perimeter groundwork, the ground texture, all fantastic. They are really good handcrafted airports. Really are. And actually, to be very, me personally, I think we need another UK World update. That's just me. A few people have said we don't need another one, but obviously, I'm pretty certain Japan's already had one earlier on. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Japan's already had one. Right through the window there, look at that. And yeah, I think it's spot on. I think it's really well done. There you go, all the fencing goes all the way around, all the way through there. Spot on. As I say, I have, usually I wouldn't look around them. I'd usually kind of wait and give it a bit, do all my sort of first impressions, and most of me look around while we're live streaming. But I had some time and had a look around them and pleasantly surprised. There's a bigger airport on, I think, let me just check. Tree in the road. Gutted. But the whole road network, including what looks like telegraph lines, telephone poles, all done. It's really nice. It's really nice. They've done really well, Gaia Simulations. There is, let me just double check. I think it's I do apologize. Some of these are slightly wrong in the pronunciation, or they're all wrong. Rishi, let me see. Is it Rishiri? Rishiri? Don't think that's how you say it at all. But I think that one is the one with the artificial island. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. No, it's Kitakuso. Kitakuso is the one on the island, so we leave that to last. That one's the biggest out of the bunch. I think Rihishi is, I would say, probably around the same size as Hokkaido, where we are now. I think Sado and Satsuma are the smaller ones. So we will head to those, and then we'll do Rishi, and then we'll end with, not end the stream, but we'll end with Kitakuso, because that is actually the biggest out of the 5 airports on offer to us. Then we'll have a look at round some of the points of interest, because they're going to be a bit of a pain in the bum to find, because I think I typed in a couple and they don't always appear on the search bar for some reason. We'll have a look at some of the tin coverage, the triangular irregular network or something, whatever they. Let me have a look at what they call it, because it's in the little. I've linked everything in the description below, guys, and the trailer, the points of interest list, and the actual articles, all triangulated irregular network. That's what it is. Yeah, all the articles are in the description if you're interested as well. Let's have a little looky. Let's do Satsuma, I think, because that is the smallest. But I really love the details in these airports. They're so cool. This is on a little island with a massive big volcano on it. Look at that. But look, I mean, the airport is just as, it takes some of the island up as it is. Actually, this isn't the smallest. Sado, I think, is the smallest. Sado is literally one tiny little apron and one tiny, tiny little building. But again, very quaint, very charming. There we go. Hang on. There's one even smaller than this. Wasn't Satsuma? Oh no, maybe this is it. No, this is it. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? This is it. Sparky's been a little late to your stream. I needed to check out the new airport as well. Thanks for sharing. No worries, mate. Not at all. You're not late, mate. It's 20 minutes in, but we're only on to the second airport at this point. We're on I think this is the smallest one we've got. In fact, no, this isn't. There's definitely a smaller one than this. Yeah, there is. There's definitely a smaller one. It could actually be Rishiri, actually. It could be. No, because that's the one with the text on it that I took a picture of. Maybe it is Satsuma then. But again, absolutely love the detail in these. In fact, this has an interior, so we might not be able to. Let's see if the drone camera is able to get into here. No, it's been doing this recently. Let me take you inside the inside here, because it looks fantastic. Not all of the airports, so Hokkaido doesn't have an interior. It had sort of the hangar with a visible interior to it, but you couldn't go in. Now, we might not even be able to go in here, because still haven't changed this guy out of his military uniform. But hopefully we can go in, because as you can see, it's also got. It's a shame because, and there's a bit of a kind of a, yeah. But the interior looks very, there's baskets in there, papers, and hang on. Oh, there you go, guys. we got in. We got in. But we can't get past the counter. That's the issue we've got. We can't get past the counter. How did we get in? How did? Okay. I will use one of these small airports to do maiden flight with Echo 19 Cessna sounding. Yeah, I've got it now, mate. It's fantastic. I won't ruin too much for you, but it's so good, Sparky. It's so. You can hear some of the stuff going on now. I don't know if you Can you hear some of the stuff? It is very, very nice, the sounds on this pack, by the way. He's added in some radio Easter eggs in there. If you tune into certain frequencies, you can hear some Easter eggs he's put in. But let me just give it a little... See if we can... Oh, I didn't know I was in the classic. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let me see if I can just quickly... Like, the sounds are on everything, mate. They're so, so good. Where are we, Fuel Pump? Oh, Sparky, sorry, mate. Yeah, you did. I apologise. Let's hear it again. It won't go because everything's still on. I always do this. Let's forget it. Let's forget it. Let's jump out again because I think the door's open on the entrance. Do you know what I really want to do? Have you got some custom grids on the floor here? Oh yeah, look at that. What I really want to do is I want to be one of those people who does a live stream for hours and hours and walks from one end of the UK to the other with the avatar. Imagine that. Imagine that. Now, are we even able to get out of the actual... No. No. I mean, there's obviously ways around it, and I don't mean walk all the way around, but what we can do is... Because I'm pretty sure the front of the airport was open. But look at it, you know, for me, that kind of looks... Almost look like sort of a Japanese convenience market or something, you know. Bit of flickering on the poster here, but it's so good. I mean, for me, I think these, like I said, I'll probably say this too many times in this live stream, but these are some of the best sort of Gaia simulations, handcrafted sceneries that they've put in so far. In my opinion, you know, you might think they've done some brilliant ones. The Bilbao airport is fantastic, you know, the one that comes as default anyway. But in terms of the world updates and the city updates, these airports, the Japanese ones, are so well done. Like, really well done. Obviously, the locations are fantastic as well. You know, we have interiors in there. You can't get in, but let's see if this door is actually open. I think it is. You know, and all these are 3D assets as well. Beep, beep, beep. Thank you. They're not like, you know, they're not flat. I've seen some vending machines, obviously, you know, in other third-party sceneries, that these are all 2D, which is absolutely fine. I'm not saying, you know, that's a bad thing, but just stepping up a bit of some of the detail now, aren't they? Look at that. The Dash 8 200, 100. Some of the, I think like the Superjet maybe. Skywings ATR 72. Look at all this. There's a lot of collision, which is fantastic to see, especially with walking mode being used more and more. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's a shame you can't get outside, but look at all this. Very, very cool. Very well done. I'm pleasantly surprised by the just the overall modeling, texturing, you know, the all the good stuff. That also looks like it's a custom building as well. It's a small airport, so they can do 3D stuff. Yeah, obviously they can afford to obviously, you know, bump the detail up because it's on a smaller footprint, and performance is potentially not going to suffer. But even so, I would say apart from it was a Kitakuso, you know, all of them are around this sort of size, so it's one of those. It's in terms of the new handcrafted up airports, you know, they haven't had to go insane with the size of the airports. They've been quite specific with which ones they wanted to do, I guess. Night lighting's fantastic as well, really, really good. Hi Captain, are you using reshade right now? Which preset? I am using reshade right now. Reshade is always turned on. The beauty of reshade is what I really want to get across to Rex simulations of how automated it is. So I don't need to think about reshade. It's just always on. I can turn it off and show you right now. So it's very visible. This is sealed sky. It's what I use. It doesn't matter if I'm using Rex Atmos or not. But I've got keybind screen lock at the top of my keyboard set to turn it off and on. So I can, again, it's easy to show you guys. But right now it's turned on. Sorry, it was turned off. Right now it's turned on. You will see it go more washed out yellow and then more blue. And not everyone likes the blue tone. I think I like it. I just don't like the yellow. The yellow has always bothered me, and I think they've made it better. 2020 had it, and it was really yellow, like really yellow. But they improved on it. But even so, I still prefer using the sealed sky preset. But yeah, it's all turned on, and as I say, it's just there. It loads up with the sim, and yeah, I can forget about it. And I wish Rex Atmos was like that as well, where I can just have it turned on and I don't need to think about it. It's set. What did they call it? Set and forget. Is this a new one? I'm not trendy. I'm not down with the lingo. Not down with the lingo at all. Let's have a little look around the airfield before we move on. So this has got basically just a sort of a straight out runway. You're on the taxiway. There obviously was a longer runway at one point. Ground textures and stuff are fantastic as well, I would say that. So yeah, guys, as I say, if you are watching the stream now, thank you so much. Please do leave a like. Please share the stream. I do, from what Mac has said, there is obviously an official flight sim stream going on now, the community flight. So probably not the very, very best time to have gone live, but it is what it is. I think tomorrow for me, I couldn't have done tomorrow anyway. Father duties tomorrow. And Sunday I'll be live streaming something totally different, and I think at that point, you know, the world update's been out for a few days and people have already explored it. This is just handy if you want to see some of the airports and points of interest, and you're interested in seeing it. The good thing is, I think with Flight Sim 2024 is that world updates and city updates are just so more streamlined now. You don't have to sit there waiting for them to download, which, to be fair, they weren't massive, but we don't have to download them. I just had to, you know, enable it, you know. Hate to see the sort of shadows rendering in there, but is what it is, I guess. Lovely little approach into this airport as well. Really, really nice, really lovely approach, and you can see they've spent some time in, if this is maybe something that they've done in conjunction with the airport scenery, or it was just there anyway, but certainly looks like a really nice approach. Let's have a look at Satsuma. It says Satsuma, I'm guessing it's Satsuma. Good evening, Brian and chat. Mickey, good to see you, bud. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it, mate. There's definitely a smaller one. Let's just see what Rihishi, I think that's how you say it. Is that how we spell it? I think this might be the really small one, is it? This one has got... That is a bit bigger, actually. I'd say this was the second biggest. It must be Satsuma, then. There's one with the tiniest little building in it. Sorry, Sparky's Vent. So, airport codes. I literally right now I'm copy and pasting the names. Now the reason why I'm not putting airport codes is last time I did it, the Hokkaido ones didn't work, but it seems to be fine now. So Satsuma is RJX7, so I will start doing these for airport codes. We did Hokkaido, which was JP0057. Sado, the one that we were just at then, that is RJSD, so Romeo Juliet Sierra Delta, Satsuma Romeo Juliet X-Ray 7. I think this might be it, actually. No, what is it? Oh, it is. I just, for some reason, I thought this apron was on the very end, like it was at Sado, but obviously I was wrong. This is, I would say, the smallest out of the 5. In fact, I think it is the smallest out of the 5. Then we've got Rihishi. Then we've got Kitakuso, which is our biggest one, which is on its own island. And at first I thought they hadn't modelled the bridge from the mainland, but they have. I was like, you can't do the airport like this and then not have the bridge. And this is it, guys. This is the airport, and you know, it's small, but it is so well done. I would say the surrounding scenery is a bit of a letdown. It's very basic. The sort of the volcano and the hillside and stuff, but the airport is just as detailed. I mean, it's very, it's got a certain allure to it, a certain style, hasn't it? And again, it has an interior, but there's no open doors in this one. Oh, this one hasn't got collision on it. Fantastic. There we go, guys. Look at this. This one hasn't got collision, which is great. Can have a little look around. Yeah, they didn't bother with the collision on this one, which is a bit odd, but I think just because of the size of it. Look, we've got a little scooter on here as well. That's got collision on it. It's very quaint, very lovely. I would say collision on the fences. Collision on... Look at that. Airspace, flying own plane. Good stuff. It's really nice, and I tell you what, for some odd reason, no other sort of micro stutters, or not micro stutters, but you know, stutters, you would have been able to see them by now. In this airport, they seem to be very yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing them more than the others. But the surrounding foliage, I can only think it's the surrounding foliage. Look at all this. Ace Ventura. Like, it's very, like, it's so well done. Let's have a little bit of a look from above, and I'll show you what I mean by the sort of surrounding terrain. It's not the best, is it? You know, but it's a small island out of on the Japanese off the Japanese mainland. If I'm gonna have a moan, which I don't like to do, free world updates, free city updates, nothing to moan about in my opinion, but it's quite a small space, you know. It would have been good to see them. I can only imagine there's no way of getting any kind of coverage, or their triangulated network thingamajig to stretch over this far. But as you can see, like most of them, they have actual names on the ground. Satsuma, Ijima. I'm totally guessing on the pronunciation there. Yeah, there might be some dinosaurs just lurking for me. I tell you what, I'm surprised it's even this good with the performance, because look at it's not just grass. There's a load of bushes. Like, it is insane. Can't fault them for the actual airport itself. It's tiny, but it's very well done. Very well done. Let's head to Rihishi, which is Romeo Juliet Echo Romeo. Yeah. Yep. Abe, good to see you. Konnichiwa. Nice to see you. So we're at Rihishi, Romeo Juliet Echo Romeo. This would be the second biggest we've got, and also not labelled up at the start. Every other one has been labelled up. They've just forgot this one. Again, you can actually see Rihishi, if that's the way you are pronouncing it, all logoed up there. The yellow, sort of orange, sort of Japanese markings, and again, a lot of surrounding detail as well. Again, this one I would say is definitely, yeah, I would say it would be sort of top three. Hokkaido, Rihishi, and then Kitakuso are the bigger ones. And if anyone's interested as well, nearer, after we've had a look at sort of some of the point of interest, some of the tin or the photogrammetry areas, we'll have a little chat, or at least I will talk you through sort of my opinions, my just thoughts, just a bit of, yeah, just a bit of a discussion. Obviously, feel free to take part in it, of course. The more the merrier. But I will be having a little talk about Flight Sim 2024 coming to PlayStation 5. Kind of what I would personally like to do with the content for it, and see what's what. But yeah, that'll be the last thing on the live stream today, guys, before we wrap up. So if you are interested in sort of joining that sort of discussion, or just hearing what I've got to say, then by all means stick with it. Look at the mountain, by the way. Look at the view at this airport. That's so cool. Absolutely spot on. In fact, you know what? That I'll have to do it in the drone mode. Because that is a shot, isn't it? That is a shot. Just like sort of off to the right there, maybe a bit of a zoom, maybe. No. Bit of a zoom around that height to get this. Yeah. So the Cessna's wings are kind of on the tree line, all framed up nicely. Could afford to maybe look at the different lighting situations we got going on there with the sun behind it. No, I think the sun, I think where it was before, something like that. Lovely. Let's get a screenshot of that. Love to see it. I tell you what, that's a view, and as I say, it has got the Rihishi text on the floor there. Ground texture's fantastic as well. The orange, the yellowy sort of markings aren't as pronounced here. Some dirt on the floor as well, look at that. Yeah, there's just, for me, I think this particular World Update, the handcrafted airports on offer, just a bit more, I maybe I just haven't looked at maybe the last couple. But these are really impressive. Really impressive. Bravo to Gaia Simulations for these. Especially because we get them for free, you know. Lots of ground surface equipment here as well. All stuff custom as well. I mean, I don't know how much is from the scenery editor and how much is sort of custom made for the airport itself. Let's see. Oh, hang on, we are allowed in. Perfect. We might get thrown out, but we have got another interior. Not bad at all. Really nice. It's just maybe I just don't expect this this much detail in the sort of, you know, at this point default airport, the handcrafted ones. There we go, look at that. Really? Are they the destinations from this airport? I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check. I find that very interesting that's let's have a little look. Trusty flight radar, of course. Let's have a little gander. No, I think that is literally just a sort of a default asset, sort of quickly put in there. I was gonna say the airport don't look biggest they're getting is sort of your 737s in ANA and Japan Airlines with an ATR 42. Do you know what? For how detailed it is, I'm surprised they've done that. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just funny to see that. I was going to say, there's absolutely no way that's the destinations. But again, all fantastic. You know, all the 3D assets in there, and these look even. These are more detailed because they've actually got brands, you know, fake brands on them. Hey, they're not bad at all, are they? Cool Bub, Violet Rush, Lightning Strike for your energy drink, Spark Moss. Okay, okay, but yeah, it's. There's where I'm getting a bit of a collision marker there where I can't go any further. But I tell you what, not bad at all, is it? So if I just tune in, we're having a look around World Update 20, Japan. We're having a look at all 5 of the handcrafted airports. We're currently looking at Rishiri, which is, I would say that this would be the second biggest that we've been given. We'll go and look at some of the new points of interest, some of the new photogrammetry locations, and then we'll have a little fun discussion, or at least I will chat away and talk about PlayStation 5 soon being part of the family. And doesn't mean anything for the channel, of course. And what it does mean is that I might potentially do some PS5 related videos, but again, it depends on how I'd like to do that, whether I'd record the flight sim through the sort of the onboard or the system recording feature rather than get a graphics a capture card or something. But yeah, we'll discuss that later on. Let's just see if there's any, because I'm pretty sure. Let's have a little look over here. No, so we've got, these are all sort of auto-generated buildings, so you can see the area of the airport. Fairly decent size. I would say you'd probably get something, yeah, a bit bigger than the 737 in there. A320, maybe a bit bigger if needs be, but that's all that they seem to be using here. Again, all nicely fenced off. It's very, just the foliage, the trees, everything, the bushes. They've gone to town with the landscaping on these new ones. Very well done. I haven't got a clue what Sunday's live stream is going to be just yet, guys. I'll be totally honest with you. This was going to be the Sunday live stream, but decided to do it tonight. Sunday's live stream might just consist of maybe just a nice flight, to be honest. That's what it might be. I might just decide to have a little bit of a fly around on Sunday, but you know what it's like. Things happen. Someone releases something and it's time to sort of get onto it and have a look at it. So it looks like they are, I don't know, potentially making the runway longer. I don't know, but again, more lovely detail. The road seems to slip off with the approach lights all the way along. That's pretty cool. Again, really cool approach over the shoreline here. Nothing in the way of sort of any sort of landscaping, but it's fine as it is. Pretty cool, guys. So that one was, let's just have a little look, because I think there was a couple of other buildings. Let's have a little look at the construction site. Again, the sort of the construction vehicles and the cranes and stuff, they're all really detailed, and again, they seem to be, yeah, maybe sort of a default asset that they can use, because obviously, unless that's an actual sort of a brand or a type of digger that they use here, would not be able to tell you, unfortunately, whether that's an authentic Japanese construction vehicle. Very cool. Let's have a, I tell you what, I am really terrible at, and I need to get better. Very terrible at night lighting. I really am, but we'll head back over before we head to the last airport. Let's have a little look. At the night lighting. It's very, you know, you've got your bikes in there. Everything's you know, got text on it. Even the roof. I mean, the roof. Really nice. Really detailed. Can't complain at all. I mean, I wouldn't complain anyway. It's a free update. But as we say, as always, people are quick to complain. Very not quick enough to compliment. You got these, like, you know, little, you know, roller cages here as well. Really nice. I really I think they're really well done. And again, the night lighting's fantastic. It's easy for buildings like this to be very bloomed and too much light coming out of a building like that, but it's been done very well. And then edge lighting, approach lighting, a taxiway lighting. I mean, again, they did seem to. I think they've fixed most of these sort of ground lightings for the airport in Sim Update 3, which was good to see, because they were absolutely terrible. The default lights on the runways and stuff, they really were. Too much bloom. And from what I've seen, they've fixed the city lights up, you know, going over cities and stuff. They've taken a lot of the yellow away, and it looks a lot better. From what I've seen pictures of Sim Update 4 beta, there are not many games which keep on giving new stuff for free, so I never complain. No, exactly, Mickey. No, I mean, yeah, but the thing is, mate, what I mean by that is just far too much complaining with this simulator. I get that there's issues. I fully understand that. But it's not like a normal game, mate. It's a blooming simulator. It's a bloody simulator. Regardless of how in-depth or how simulated it is, there's particular aircraft and stuff that are study level. Let's not get into all this thing about study level. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot to go wrong. And yeah, in a perfect world, everything would come out absolutely perfect and not need to be fixed and stuff. But they're always fighting a losing battle, and I think sometimes it's just really hard to see, especially diving in some of the social media comments. You know, there's never any positivity. You know, when there's certain posts put out, it's just fix the game. You're this, you're that, and it's like, do you know what? Just leave it, man. Just leave it. Did you try the local legend? I didn't, mate. It's not one I'd fly, so I've not spent money on it. People are saying it looks a bit like the is it the old Jetstream? Am I thinking of that? Because I think it's not a. Is it a 4 prop? No, it's just 2, isn't it? People are saying it looks like the old BAE. Is it the Jetstream? Am I thinking of the right aircraft? Jetstream 141. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it does. And maybe on this one's a tiny bit bigger, and a bit more sort of rounded off. It doesn't look exactly like it, not by any means, but people do want to see the Jetstream in the sim. I haven't had a go with me. It's not one I'd fly, so I wouldn't really spend the money on getting it. But it's in there. I think it costs, is it like 12 quid or something like that? Let's have a little look. Has it got prices on it? $19.99 US. It's also available for 7-day trial for a tenner or $10. 3-day trial for $6.99. Or you can do a 1-day trial for free, so I could potentially show it. It's not really one that I've. Let's have a little look, Aisha. Let's see what happens with it. 1 day for free. To be honest with you, I didn't even know they did the air trials for 1 day. I've heard that they've started doing trials, but I didn't know they were doing it for 1 day. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to fly it, like, by all means. So don't. I won't be doing any cold and darks and knowing exactly what I'm doing. So it's going to be the old Control E. So I'll put it on here now, mate, and I'll hopefully the sim hasn't crashed. No music. I know that this does pause, but I didn't think music paused. Not had the sim crash in a while, to be fair. But the music stopped, so that's not a good sign. and this process doesn't last like this because it's not downloading. It's going to stream. Hey, there we go. Hey, wow. I haven't had a crash to desktop in so long. Not in a long time. Not in a long time. No, don't. I mean, is what it is, Mickey, isn't it? But yeah, oops. Oops. Also, as well, YouTube still give me a... OBS and YouTube seems to be giving me the weird concurrent viewers bug again, which is just doing my head in. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't think this load should take long anyway, which is great. And whether that's actually put it onto me sim. Whether we should try it again, we'll see. We'll let it load. Your last session unexpectedly ended. Yeah, I know it did. I was there, and so were a few of you guys to witness it. Do you know what? I need to get things sorted here. I mean, I'm on a bigger aspect ratio with the camera just because of the overlay for Logitech, but I usually do have it more crop square. But I just need, I've got me Gemini Jets model there. So that's me. I got this at TAS, so this was Aviation Fair in Manchester, and I had the money. It was put back specifically for my first Gemini Jets model. So that was the Air France one there. I got all these off eBay one time. They're all gauges. That big one there, that's from a Hercules. That's from a C-130. I think all the others are airspeed. No, all the others are fuel gauges. The Hercules is an airspeed. But yeah, need to get some lights for that. I need to get more models and more aviation specific things. I also really need to sort out my unboxing area, because I'll be totally honest with you, it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to. It's nice, but it needs to be a bit more adaptable. It needs to be orientated the other way around. So let's load this back in. What I've also got as well, I've also just got some Stream Deck profiles for the Citation X and the 172 as well. So I need to do something about that, because I've been curious about Stream Deck profiles, which is not a new thing. It's been around for a while. It's just
FS Realistic connected.
Go away, FS Realistic. Just for now. Just for now. Right, all loaded up. Shall I see if it's in there? Should we see if it actually did the deed before it started doing it? Also, after Sim Update 3, everything pauses for about 10 seconds before it actually does anything. What's this called? This is called the Namk. Oh, there it is there. Expires in 23 hours. Perfect. So that's good, because we're on the last airport. Kitakuso, which is the largest one, on its own little island. Let's have a little look, eh? Custom livery. That's nice. We'll choose that one. We'll choose that one. And Kitakuso is... Let's have a little look. Romeo Juliet, Romeo Juliet, Foxtrot Romeo. And this is another brilliant one. This is on its own little artificial island. And they've modelled the bridge, because at first I was looking, I was thinking they haven't done that, and there we go, it loads in. So let's park this beautifully old aircraft. We'll park it on the cargo ramp. Have a little look around the airport. We'll jump back in it. We'll taxi out. We'll fly around, and we'll try and land it. Yeah, you know how that goes usually. You know how that goes usually with me. Yeah, so if you are new to the stream, you're re-watching, you are watching now, you're re-watching, like, comment, subscribe. And this is the last of the 5 new airports on World Update 20 Japan. Obviously available for both 20 and 2024. Obviously a lot more easy in terms of loading it in. You don't need to download it. I love the I guess the wrapping on the side. It looks like it's wrapped up like a Christmas present. We'll look at that last, and we'll have a look at Kitakuso. We're inside it now, but I'll jump back out. Again, textures since I started using Sim Update 3 have just been terrible, as in they take a bit of time to load in. I'd like to know if everyone else's Sim, after Sim Update 3 came out, if you're not obviously on Sim Update 4 now, please let me know. So when you load into the initial load, before you click on world map or anything, does it do about a 10-second freeze? And does on some occasions, does your scenery textures take a bit of time to load in? Sometimes it's instant and you can see it loading. Sometimes it stays just, you know, non-textured and then loads in. I'd be interested to see. I have cleared my cache and done all that business. I don't know what else to do. Maybe a fresh install. I don't know. It's pretty easy to sort of reinstall 2024 compared to 2020. But yeah, Kitakuso is its own island, so they have actually included the bridge, which is fantastic. So with this one, you know, it's its own sort of space. So they have done a lot to the island, including the whether the bridge was here on in the first place, I couldn't really tell you, unfortunately. It's not a place that I actually go. Last time I loaded into this though, the cars were actually on the water, so that's pretty interesting. Oh, Mickey, okay, well, it sounds like maybe it's maybe just a sim update thing, and these cars are still floating, I guess, but they're not on the water. But they've, again, don't know whether the bridge has been added in with the airport. Obviously, we would have had a default airport here at some point, but it's not. I didn't go here before, but as you can see, all of the surrounding walls, and I don't know what these are called, but I see these. I've seen these on some of the freeway Japanese airports. I don't know if it's just something that they use in Japan, but I've seen these sort of like concrete, like, I don't know, like stars. They'll have a name. They're not called concrete stars, of course. Or they might be. They might be. But again, really sort of complete, and yeah, the actual triangles now on this side. Yeah, just like really like, again, they're doing some. They're obviously making it. They're definitely extending the runway on this one. Look at that. It might even be ready now at this point in real life. There's more of those little concrete stars going in. But yeah, the road network around it is fantastic, really well done. I don't think we have a interior to this airport. I know there's a tiny bit of an interior to it on the roof section. But what I love on these is the hangars. The hangars are so well done. I do love a good hangar nowadays, more and more so than the sort of seeing fully developed airport terminals. Some of the hangars, especially when they've got interiors, they look fantastic. It's just a shame we don't have a lot with their interiors to them, because I think for me right now, I think seeing more hangar interiors than terminal interiors, I'd rather see. And that's coming from me, guys. As you know, I'm not opposed to airport interiors at all. Starflyer hangar, it looks fantastic as well. And again, They've used the sort of, you know, the fully modelled cars, not the sort of the half-baked cars, like the really blocky vehicles that go around on the roads. Yeah, I mean, I say this, it's just, I know Gaia simulations are fantastic at sceneries. I was a massive fan, I still am, but when Gaia simulations were sort of doing their own thing and putting third-party sceneries out on their own, some of their stuff was just say some of it, all of their stuff was fantastic. I think they did they do Florence Airport? I think they did Florence, and they did Christiansand. And they're really detailed. It's just this, as I keep on saying, this world update just seems to be a bit more, the airport sceneries just seem to be more fleshed out, more densely populated and detailed than the others. I don't know why. It's not so much the modelling and the texturing, it's just how much stuff they've put in. That's what I mean, because as I say, the Bilbao that comes with the you know, the actual sim itself is fantastic, but I don't think it's sort of as packed out and fleshed out as something like this. Oh, really bad itch on my arm. Oh, what was that? Didn't stand on something, did I? Look at all the Chinese writing on the roads as well. And again, lovely populated car park with many different coloured cars. And the detail of having more of them at the front with less at the back. Love that. Really love that. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of love put into them. Really nice to see. And I say this with the greatest respect. I just hope it wasn't for the fact that this was shown on Tokyo Game Show, which is how they announced it. Obviously, there was quite a few announcements over the last sort of couple of days. This one being announced at Tokyo Game Show. Obviously, I'm by no means saying that, you know, things are going to sort of go downhill afterwards and it's not going to be as detailed, but they'd want to show the quality of work that they're able to achieve, especially if it's going to be shown in Japan, you know. Did I say Chinese writing? I apologise if I said Chinese writing. I meant Japanese writing, obviously. It's really, really nicely done. It really is. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to go along here around the perimeter because I just want to see. Is that a boat? Yeah, I don't think that is supposed to be there because I don't think there's any way for him to get out unless that's his job, is to just be in this sort of pool section. That'd be a cool job. Yeah, I really, really like the rock detailing. Bit of sort of pop in there, but really well done. Love to see it. And again, it's a free update, guys. It's free airports. You know, I can't really be any more thinking about the fact that, yeah, there might be bugs. There's bugs that affect people and they want to do certain flying, and you know, it gets quite annoying, but listen, if I'm going to be totally honest, and people will probably disagree, I don't think there's bugs that prevent you from playing, experiencing the simulator. I've seen many say that some of it just doesn't start up at all, but I'll be totally floored. I think that is user error. I think that is totally user error. Unless your system just ain't good enough, there's no reason why the sim doesn't load up. You've seen it live on stream now. It crashed for me. But it crashed the desktop. I loaded it up. Loaded it back up. I don't think for 1 second the sim just won't load after buying it. Unless your system is not good enough. I'm sorry to sound so blunt, but I you know, I am under no sort of illusion to think that like people have got a system that they think could run the simulator even on low settings, or they've bought it on a system and the system just ain't good enough, and then it's all about basically blaming everyone else but themselves. I'm sorry, but there's going to be a lot of that, guys. This is payware quality. It is. It definitely is. Goes out saying. This is payware quality. Everything that is being shown today, these 5 airports are payware quality. Doesn't matter how small they are. They could be sold as a payware airport for sure. But yeah, I am sorry to sound so sort of, you know, forward and a bit sort of blunt with that, but sometimes it is very, very annoying to see people come online and say the sim doesn't even run for me, doesn't even run. Clearly the sim runs because there's many people doing full flights and have spent hours and hours through it. I've had this sim on for 12 hours straight and it's not done a thing. But then, you know, you've just seen it after what? An hour of streaming, crash the desktop. What, you know? But yeah, it is a beautiful scenery. They've done wonders with this. So we'll have a little look at the main sort of body of buildings again. There's another hangar over this side. Yeah, there's just the doors, the canopies over the doors, with the actual the metal wire running across, the little bits like this. These are the intricate bits where it makes it payware quality, and it makes it better quality, because it isn't just the canopy coming off the side of the building. It's actually the struts and the building material that is there in real life. The guttering coming down from the roof, the ground surface equipment, which again, if you've been watching, performance seems fantastic. I've had a couple of little jitters and little stutters every so often, but it's forgivable. We're getting a bit jittery now. After saying all that, we are getting a bit micro stuttery, if that's a word. Stuttery. But all of the cars, vans, the trucks, they're all, they're all the higher quality version. You would have seen them in other sceneries. They're kind of the square, blocky, not so great. The tires look 2D, like they're a bit of cardboard. But look at that. Look at the Starflyer hangar with the scooters outside, and I think that is another. I think that is another screenshot, isn't it? Bit of a zoom there. That's another screenshot, that. Yeah, and it does actually have an interior to it. I didn't think it had. And what's more impressive is that each one of these cars is a proper 3D modeled car, and not the basic stuff that we get. I tell you what, Gaia Simulations going toe to toe with PIXY and RW Profiles here, aren't they? And you know what? In terms of, copy and paste, yeah, I mean that'll be purely for performance, but it doesn't. They've managed to get a lot of different colours in there. They've actually managed as well to turn some of the wheels on the cars, as you can see. Don't know if that's the case for every same car. No, some of them are straight, some of them are turned. Some of the cars aren't even straightly parked as well. If you notice, they're not. Now, if they've hand placed every one of these, then fair play to them, because the scenery editor is oh, we've got a bit of a situation. We'll leave those to it. But it does look like these have been hand placed. Nothing's look at the way everything's parked. Nothing's perfect. They're all, yeah. And look at that. Got the bridge over in the background there. Here we go. More Japanese branding car, sort of electric e-bikes as well, I'd even say. Yes. So good. So good. And there's a little sort of, again, little hut here with the with more vendor machines. Got an ATM there. Fantastic, fantastic work. Gaia Simulations, really, really cool. Spot on, that. Spot on. And the terminal looks beautiful as well. The terminal looks really well done. I think we got up to the hangars over here, didn't we, before we made a sort of a U-turn? But look, the ATC tower again. All the different bikes for all the workers who have rode into work. Don't know if I'd be riding my bike over that bridge, I'll be honest. I haven't got a head for heights, but nah, no way. Doesn't matter what pedestrian zone you've got on that bridge, I'm not cycling over that. And do we have an interior to our control tower? Yes, we do. Can we go in though? Yes, we can. I mean, it ain't the prettiest control tower we've seen, have we, guys? But it's there. It's great. It's great. They've done a great job. Yeah, and I think this is the thing we've got to look at, guys. Is yeah, sure. I've said it before. I've said it a few times in the stream, but yeah, there's issues. The sim sometimes gives us a bloody headache, but you know, we get these world updates and city updates regularly enough, and they're always free. I think people have got to respect that. Other companies would probably charge us for it. If you want this world update, if you want more extra airports, if you want more extra this, it's going to cost you. And yeah, okay, yeah, your local flyers and your other things, you've got to pay for. But the fact that they're now giving us trials to try them out is again another fantastic move, because you can then go and try them, and if you don't like it, you have not lost anything. You haven't spent even £12. Listen, even for me now, £12 a lot of money. I don't pay for a plane and then it be terrible and I really regretted it, and I could have spent that £12 on something else. There's actually a little static plane here as well. It's not very detailed. It's as beach. It's a little tomahawk. There's not much in. It's a weird kind of. There's no other static aircraft in any of the airports, but that's just kind of there. Okay. But yeah, you know, they're always free. They're always gonna be free. And if we keep on getting quality like this, then it's fantastic. And like I said before, I really would like another UK update. I'd like to see Manchester, for example, get a proper photogrammetry tin coverage because it needs it. Obviously, we've got some scenery add-ons to kind of help with that, but yeah. And look at that interior as well. Look at that, guys. Look at that. The way the lighting's hitting that is blooming gorgeous. Like, screenshot that, yeah. Now, let's see if we can actually go into it. Someone's left there. Oh no, I don't think we're going to be able to, are we? We can't even get underneath here. Oh, don't do that to me. Like, look at the actual texture in the mats. Jesus. That's insane. Yeah, someone's left their bags. Oh no. Now, let's see. Ah, look at that. Jesus. I mean, that is incredible. That is so good. And I'll be honest, I'm a big fan of indie builds, but Cape Town was fantastic. This is just as good. And keep in mind that obviously Cape Town is a third-party payware add-on that costs 17 quid. And yeah, okay, there's no static people. This is where it kind of... I don't mind static people not being in the land side, but for me, having those animated or static passengers in the airside section or area of the airport does really make a difference when you parked up in front of the terminal. So in this instance, I mean, yeah, okay, there's no passengers. It looks deserted, but the objects, the texture, and the just everything is just spot on. Again, the board's not quite realistic, but they're very crisp. They're very, very easy to read. And yet, guys, this ain't, if you are tuning in recently, this ain't payware. This is part of the new World Update 20. We'll be moving on to quickly having a look at the local legend. Not for too long, and then we'll start looking at points of interest around Japan. Not the full amount. I think we've got 60 odd, 68 if I think I've read 68 or something like that. Maybe. We definitely won't be doing that. I do actually want to spend some time talking about the simulator on PS5 and kind of my thoughts, opinions, and obviously plans for the channel with that. I have got a... Oh, no. Unfortunately, we can't seem to... Yeah, that's a no-go. But yeah, I do want to chat about that. Now, we also do have this, and I don't think we can get into here. Or can we? Oh, no, we can't. As you can see, guys, there is more interior. We just can't get to it. There's this like roof terrace with the actual airport name on it. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ivan, good to see you. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in tonight and joining us. We're looking at the World Update 20 Japan. This is the biggest out of the 5 airports. We have visited the others. Obviously, if you jump back and have a little look, this is Kitakuso. Very amazing quality. Amazing. Can you walk inside? So, good question. With the airport being on a certain level off ground, there would have to be collision on the stairs. So if there's collision on this stairs, then possibly. Let me have a little look and see. I don't want to... I suppose I can. It doesn't matter, does it? I'm just going to slew the aircraft. Good old slew mode. And we will have a little look. I do want to check if there's collision on the stairs. While we do that though, we will just have a little look at the night lighting, which I have remembered. Look at the lights there though, look at that. I'd say the terminal probably isn't lit up to the highest extent. I don't know whether that's what it actually looks like. I can't obviously make that comment. Is it got no collision on the stairs? Now, I can only imagine either there's going to be collision on the wall. As you can see, guys, textures on the carts weren't loading in just there. Not something I ever seen before Sim Update 3 was any sort of issues with textures loading in. Collision, have we got collision? No, so collision on there. And we'll have a little look and see. Actually got the torch on there as well. Yeah, Ivan, the quality of all these airports, big and small, they've been fantastic. Really impressed with Gaia Simulation's work on this. The night light in this airport, I would say either it's completely spot on to the point where it looks very dim, or it just isn't bright enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looks like it looks even more abandoned now. Like, it looks really abandoned. Like, it's okay, it just doesn't look too inviting. No, there's no collision on the stairs, but you can walk in. You can walk in, and you know, this is what I mean. There's the torch is literally lighting me way. That's the sort of the extent of it. Let's have a little look at the just have a little look at the sort of the overall the airport's lighting in terms of the car parks and the apron lighting and the runway lighting, taxiway lighting, all look pretty good. Just a shame about the terminal. The lighting over here on the cargo and the hangar apron looks good as well. The airport, yeah, the airport does look creepy. The airport does look creepy, man. Right, let's jump into this local legend. As I say, I won't be firing this up on cold and dark. You've got no chance because I have not got a clue. We can definitely have a little look at the textures and see what they look like. At the minute, I don't even think it's loaded in. There we go. Can apparently move the seat back and forth, which is cool. Let's have a little look. We've got it's INI builds by the looks of it. I think I read that anyway. There you go. We can open the window, so we do have some level of interactivity. Even the sounds are interactive there. Let's have a little wonder. Yeah. Oh, look at that. You can even Hey, I tell you what, not bad, not bad. It's an indie builds aircraft, so there's been parts of indie builds team that have been working on this, and not long enough on Manchester. Oh. Fair enough. There's actually an old cabin here as well, look at that. Hey, if any builds put their signature flushing toilet in, that's the real question. What a little... They have as well. They have as well. Oh my word. Can we... Here we go. Here we go. There you go, guys. There's your answer. And then there's the naughty room where the screaming kids go. Oh, there you go. Even got running water, guys. Look at that. Notes are, yo, good to see you. Remind me of that movie. Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, I didn't really expect it to be this spot on, because I know obviously local legends I think are shared between, well, I didn't actually know any builds did the local legends. I know Coronado do some, as well as others obviously. But I think we've got, yeah, we've got a few bits here as well. Have we got... Yeah, we've got... Oh. Can we put the stairs down? Nope. Hey, look at that. Nice. Hey, the animation's smooth, isn't it? Nice. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Jesus God. Where's it? Oh, the tablet's gone now. I think I found... Nope, there we go. It's just loading in. Okay. What's this? Oh, the emergency exits actually work. Those animations are really, really nice. They are really smooth, like that. They are, those, yeah, really impressed with those animations. Well done. Baggage, fuel tank, equipment, cabin lights. Let's take all the bits and bobs off, can we? Is it working? What's up, Geek? Forgot to tell you, I got my scenery from you for the giveaway. Perfect, mate. No worries. Yeah, any builds message emailed me back and said it was being added to your account, mate. So no worries. Hope you're enjoying it. Lovely Cape Town, our winner of the Cape Town scenery. No worries, bud. But yeah, this local legend, as I say, I'm not the one. As I say, there's many people who will give you the lowdown on aircraft. Angel being one of them. She's fantastic at anything to do with that. So we might have to just control E, might we? I thought they would have had panel states on it. But I tell you what, overall, let's have a little look. Any window open in the cockpit? Yeah, the window's open in the cockpit, mate. We just did that, yeah. Yeah, it does. As I say, it's you know, it's not the INI build sort of A350 level of everything, but I tell you what, it's nicely done. Screws look really like, you know, they look round. There's no kind of polygon edges to them, if that makes sense. You know, Everything seems, you know, it's an old aircraft. It's not going to be looking all nice. And this is the thing, isn't it, as well, is like, yeah, you expect to see some of the paint and chips of metal and rust, and, you know, you don't expect to see this particular aircraft looking nice and out the factory ready. So let's get the bits off. I mean, guys, like I say, I'm I'm not the one to give you an analysis on this. It's not within my level of expertise, especially nothing like this, you know. Looks good, looks good. I've just slewed it without actually being on it. There we go. Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on. What's going on? Here we go. Right, okay, so let's just, as I say, I'm not proud of it. Just get it out. Let's have a little take off it. Let's hear it going, if it works. Because I thought there might have been panel states on there at least, you know. Maybe there is, and maybe I just can't see them. Sounds are pretty good. I mean, again, I'm not one to tell you if that's what it sounds like, and the prop animations look fantastic as well. External texture and modeling looks fantastic as well. As I say, the animations of the doors and stuff look great. I'd say that's where you can tell it's not sort of, you know, the top end of indie build stuff, because they're usually fantastic with the, you know, the overall landing gear detail. It's great, not saying it isn't, it's just usually you would see more in their landing gears. That's all I'm going to say. It's not a criticism, it's just, you know, if you've seen the A350's landing gear, you know, those props are huge. You did not yell all clear, so many people on the ground. Did you chop up? Yeah, well, it's their own fault for getting in the way, Sparky. I didn't. Yeah, as I say, I'm not proud. I'm not proud. Let's see what we can do with this. I think the sounds are fantastic, actually. I mean, again, I don't know how authentic they are, you know, but there's a bit of bass and a bit of a old-sounding prop, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll get it up and we'll have a little look. But as I say, I really want to get on to showing some of the points of interest, and obviously end the stream, which is going to be fast approaching, with some talk on PlayStation 5, the simulator, kind of plans for the channel, and kind of what to expect from me, because I do have a PS5, and it would be something I'd be very interested in comparing, for sure. I mean, yeah, but let's not get into it. You can't compare the power of a dedicated desktop PC to a PS5, but I tell you what, I haven't got a PS5 Pro, so it's going to be a bit of a, I guess probably a bit better of a comparison as well. So it'd be nice to see what the normal PS5, and by the way, it's one of the original PS5s, one of the launch ones, I think, even. So it'd be interesting to see what it looks like on like one of the early ones, you know, one of the very first, before they even started changing the motherboards on them and doing internal changes to the hardware. And obviously it's not a slim model, it's not a Pro, so it'd be interesting to see the simulator on one of the early PS5s, just a base model, nothing fancy. So yeah, it will be something. It might be that I don't continue to show PS5 content. It might be just for the first month or so where I'm just sort of, you know, showing comparison, showing what it's like, how it is. For me, the biggest thing, well, we'll talk more anyway when we get to it. I mean, yeah, obviously, Sparky, we're not going to be too far off the PS6 anyway, so you know, there's that to consider as well. But again, it's a great time for Asobo and Microsoft to make that jump onto PS5, isn't it? Because they know there's going to be a PS6 coming around, and they'll know for sure that they'll be able to then get it onto a newer system and have even more power there. But again, a good thing about my PS5, it's on me big OLED LG monitor, TV, downstairs, so it'd be interesting to see the sim at 4K, which is something I've never seen because I haven't got a 4K monitor. Ooh, I like the bassy prop sounds. Bit of rumble there. Don't know the takeoff speed. I imagine it's somewhere around now. Oh, a bit. Oh no, don't like that. Oh, very, very jumpy on the just on the rotation. Nothing. Lovely classic looking plane now. Yeah, the only thing is that the interior textures, the interior, most of the interior model and the textures, just even you have to be quick if you're outside for a certain amount of time. It's okay now. VR2 will also work in 2026 on PS5. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll get onto that. Yeah, definitely definitely talk about the VR aspect of things, because I think for me, from what I've seen online, the discussion of Flight Sim 2024 coming to PS5, most of it's been talk of the PSVR 2. Obviously, the excitement of Sony PS5 users being able to finally get on the sim because they've never owned Xbox or a PC is a massive deal. You can imagine wanting to be able to try a flight sim, see it coming to Xbox consoles, and then just be like just out of reach, and then next minute it's out for PS5, and you're finally able to experience a sim like this. Again, from what Microsoft and Asobo saying, absolutely no different. The full world, you know, what we're getting on the Xbox, with loads of other little features as well. Right, guys, let's have a little look, because I'll be honest with you now, we are getting sort of down to the wire at the minute, and there's like 60 odd points of interest. So we might not be able to hit all of them. Nice plane. I mean, it's not something I'd go and fly in, though, that's a thing. So I do like that these trials are a thing. I absolutely love that. That is a fantastic thing to incorporate, and hopefully it goes with others. I don't know if other third parties products have got it on there, or it's just specific ones. But let's have a little look at some bridges. Oshima Bridge. See if we can actually type that in and it comes up, because I've noticed not all of them appear. Let's have a little look at this bridge. In fact, you know what? I'm doing this. We don't actually have to enter a flight now, do we? Can we not go into free camera from here? Am I wrong? Am I wrong in saying that? No. Can we? I'm pretty sure. Can we not go into free camera here? I thought you could. No, maybe not. I thought you could go into free camera from here without actually fair enough. That would be cool though if you could do that. I think that would just be a bit too much though. We'll have a look at it for you, because we are getting down to it now, and we also want to have a look at some of these photogrammetry cities. Let's get a little bit of Monster Pineapple. Oh, bloody good. Not for this time of night though. Let's have a little go at this. Hoshima Bridge. There we go. You can go into free cam here though. Let's have a little look. And again, I tell you what, it doesn't need to be particularly super high res, but you've got the, you've got the pedestrian footpath there, you've got the signs. I mean, yeah, I suppose people will be wanting to get quite low to some things, some low level flying maybe, but lots of rust, where the water meets the structure. Actual lights on them as well. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so free camera basically is just drone camera. I know that sounds silly to sort of say that, but it works as drone camera. Can you still access your bar? No. I always find when bridges meet the mainland, it's not always very seamless. But that's not too bad. They've done well there, and they've also added some few buildings here with some custom cars in as well. Nice, good stuff. Again, this is going to be a bit sort of off and on. Let's look at a port. Port of Tsutso. That's wrong completely, you know it. I'm starting to question my life on why I've decided to make a series for an airport that's on a giant hill. Yes, mate. Even I started dabbling in some of the scenery editor recently, and I chose the flattest bit of land. But even then, the aprons and the runway have got little bumps in them and little bits of like, mate. I'd be questioning it too. Not the best place, mate. Start with something a bit, yeah. I mean, something else. It can't always be avoided. Like, it can't always be avoided. But maybe try something as flat as you can first. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. As I say, it's just a live stream to check out the new update. It's a fantastic update. Really love it. It's not somewhere I fly in the sim. at all. Obviously, this is the most I've done in forever. But I need to start doing more because it's pretty beautiful, isn't it? I mean, obviously, I know that sounds silly because it's Japan, but now is that Gaia ships? See, this is how you know. This is a Gaia ship. Now, this is a definite. I was looking at it thinking this isn't from the global shipping add-on because look at the detail in it. That's ridiculous, man. Wow. You can actually see the texture on the seat as well. That's a good cargo ship. Fair play, Gaia Simulations. Love that. So, obviously, it's not a sort of a traditional port in the sense of a lot of cargo containers, a lot of cranes. But again, a lovely point of interest, something a bit different than your sort of your bridges and your buildings, your landmarks in a sense of towers and stuff like that. Let's carry on going. Let's move through a few more. What should we have now? Let's have a look at. I've put the link in the description, by the way, guys. So this has got. I've put the article description of the actual, the sort of the press release, I guess, of them talking through the world update. I've also put the link to the forum post that basically just gives you all the airport codes, all of the points of interest locations, and all of the tin locations. The city, the triangulated regular network. Fukuoka. It's a tower. It's a tower. You'll see it when I put it in. You can pronounce it in your head. Let's have a little look at that. So this is a tower. Again, if you are rewatching the stream, if you're watching the stream and you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm starting to bump up the content now because I'm getting a bit more time to do it and I'm enjoying it. I'm really starting to get into providing a bit more than just the same sort of videos. I'm doing a bit of everything now, and live streaming's getting a bit more, I'll say easier. I think a bit more, definitely not easier. I think just I'm more used to it. Just a bit more. I'm just a bit more comfortable with doing it. But I'll tell you what, this is fantastic because this isn't just a tower. This is the surrounding buildings for it. So some kind of maybe office building of some kind. Again, all the custom cars and the coaches, very detailed. I would say just as if not just as detailed as the airports. You know, for some reason I'd always think you don't need to make the points of interest as detailed, but they certainly are. Yeah, it just seems like the quality is, and look at this. There's actually a partial interior, maybe a cafe of some kind. It's fantastic. Every strut and antenna and light, very impressive. Very impressive. For this one, let me just, I would say probably the best thing I can do in these situations is just pause it so I can still show the lighting off. Let's have a little look at that. Hey, look at that. Is there, like I said before, Gaia Simulations giving indie builds a bit of a run for the money. Hey. All right, it's not on the sort of the custom lighting engine that any builds use, but it's not bad. The night lighting's really nicely done here. Not bad at all, not bad at all. What I'd like you to do, guys, if you are still watching, if you do want to get involved in the chat, obviously we will be talking about the PlayStation 5 situation. Obviously, the simulator coming to PlayStation 5. It was probably a worst kept secret. I think we all knew there was a plan to bring Flight Sim 2024 to PS5, and why not? But let me know in the comments, guys, whether it doesn't matter if you have a PS5 or not. Let me know what you think. Now, I want your opinion. If you think it's a bad idea and you're not sure that they should be doing it for whatever reason, that's fine. Just try and say it in a respectable way and not sort of say, Microsoft, you load of such and such. You're spending time on PS5 when you should be spending time fixing. Let's not have that. Let's try and better articulate that. Are you excited, mate? For so happy I'll be optimized over on. I mean, let's see what it's like on PS5. Obviously, for me, they need to get it correct. I know that sounds stupid. It might sound like, yeah, of course they've got to get it correct. What I mean by that is they must try and get the PS5 version out on PS5. as bug free and as streamlined as possible, because they do not want millions of users going into the PS5 version and it being just terrible. They just don't want that to happen, and I know that is going to be very much in their minds. It goes without saying, but they need to make sure that it's in a playable state, that people can go and enjoy the sim on it and don't come away with a sour taste in their mouth and be like, nah, this is we want refunds and just boycott it, because then it just topples down. Then they're not going to want it back. They're not going to want it on the PS5. This PS5 situation needs to be the start of a sort of a lot of new users getting into, just like the Xbox version did, a lot of new users getting into flight sim and aviation even as well. So Sparky, I believe obviously PS5, from what I've heard people say, is easier to sort of not so much develop for, but at least more optimized. I hope so. I hope for Asobo and Microsoft's sake that it is. It just works. I saw photos of the game from Save Play, saw it was PS5 and it looked amazing. It does look amazing. So one thing I would say, I did have an opportunity when I had Game Pass to try Flight Sim 2020 on my Xbox One X when I had it, and obviously because it was running a 4K and I was on sort of an OLED LG telly, it just looked phenomenal. I am looking forward to seeing the PS5 version, and I haven't got a PS5 Pro, but for me I'm more curious to see how it looks on a normal PS5. And I said before, I just have one of the very, very first PS5s. I mean, one of the first release ones. The original motherboard, they started obviously swapping motherboards out, making it more sort of heat and efficient, and CPU and GPU efficient. I have the original one, so I'm very keen to see how it runs on an OG PS5. It'd be quite interesting. But yeah, that trailer did look fantastic, and I knew straight away it was a Microsoft Flight Simulator. At first, I'd lie. At first, I was looking at it going, is this Microsoft Flight Simulator? And obviously, when it cut to the sort of 3 scenes in with the bushfire plane and some of the other things that were just, Microsoft Flight Simulator specific, I was like, okay. It is, and yeah, even I was sitting there on the sofa watching it and just I was still shocked. I was like, oh god, they are bringing it to PS5. That's so good. What we'll do, guys, I've only been through a couple of points of interest, but we're getting into it now. So I think what we need to do is I'm going to look at that's Haneda, and I know Haneda. Well, that's we don't want to. I think Tokyo will absolutely even kill my computer at this point. Yeah, even with the new update, I think it will. Let's have a little look. So this is one of the cities with the tin, the photogrammetry, lovely, the lovely photogrammetry, because not all photogrammetry in the simulator is as good as the next one. Liverpool, obviously where I live, the photogrammetry is very good for this area. It's really, really nice, and I don't just mean it looks nice from a certain height. You can go 500 to 1,000 feet up, and it still looks really, really good. Obviously, if you get right down to ground level, it all looks terrible. But we'll have a look at Hiroshima. And we'll carry on talking about PS5 as well. And obviously for me, just before we start, the PlayStation 5 version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out in December. I believe if you pre-order Deluxe, Premium Deluxe and the Aviator Edition, you get it from 2nd or 3rd. Bit of early access for people. Comes out on the 8th. And I think pre-orders have already gone live anyway. For me, I'm going to try my best. I've already put some feelers out, if you like, feelers. I've contacted some people, and I've already sort of started to make the arrangements of trying to make it happen. Now, obviously, capture cards to capture footage is a great idea. You can also just record on, you can record like you do on a PC onto a PS5. There's that thing as well. I could do that, put it over onto a stick or something, or an external hard drive, and edit it together. I'd obviously have to do the voiceover work, possibly on the computer. But for now, in my head, PS5 content on the channel will be most likely first impressions, my thoughts on how it looks compared to the PC version, which I can give, obviously, as well as other people can give a nice comparison and tell you specifics and show it as much as possible. But I don't think regular content, regular PS5 flight sim content is going to be something I'll do. It might be that I do a certain amount of videos for the first couple of months, and then it's back to PC, or at least mixed in with some of the PC version, because it won't be my main platform. It won't be what I'll be simming on. It definitely won't be. Even with it being on obviously our main television and having it on 4K, I'll still be doing my content on the PC because of obviously mods and freeware stuff and other stuff you just can't get on console, and it's not going to be a case of being able to get it available. So, but I tell you what, this photogrammetry tin area is fantastic. This is Hiroshima, so I tell you what, it's not bad. I am still getting that, as you know, if you've watched me live streams in the past, there is some like green hue or sort of green textures on the buildings that make it just a bit, I don't know what this is all about, and it ruins it for me, because the buildings are they're actually really, really good. They're streamed in and they're rendered really well. the actual scans of the buildings are really, especially here, there's so much elevation change. Down here, up here, the hills around it. But you still got that green overlay on some of the buildings that just doesn't look right. Obviously, we've got a helipad here that looks great, but you can just see it, and it's very noticeable. It's noticeable when you can see the buildings without the green on them, and you start to see what the colour should be. Like, if you turn the camera now, you'll see all these buildings. I've got this. It's like the shadow has been scanned on the buildings, and it's got a green. Look at it. It's terrible. And not every city, I've noticed on the world updates and the city updates, has it, but most of them do. Bit of a shame. But yeah, so the plan is for me, I will have PS5 content on the channel. It won't be regular PS5 content. I plan to obviously do the first initial couple of videos to obviously get them out and share my thoughts and opinions on it. And then going forward, I think every so often it would be nice just to throw in a PS5 flight, even flying the such and such on PS5, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, stuff like that. I think that would be beneficial to me and the channel. It'd be a shame not to include some PS5 stuff, especially as I have the console. Would I have went out to buy a PS5 and to use it obviously to experience it? Well, probably, because if I didn't have a PS5, then there'd be no way of me playing GTA 6 when it does actually come out. So whenever that comes out. And no, I don't think it's coming out in March. I just don't think. Anyway, we're getting into a whole different thing there, guys. Leave it alone. No, I don't think GTA 6 is coming out in March. Regardless of your thoughts, if you think it's coming out in March, then you keep hold of that thought. You keep it tight, because I don't think it is. But anyway, would I have bought a PS5 just for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? Well, no, because I've got it on PC. If I didn't have a PC, it's a very, very good prospect. But then people need to realize, would they buy it on the Xbox or the PS5? But then we will have a lot of comparisons, won't we, when it releases? Xbox version versus PS5 version. So we're going to see all those videos. So it'd be interesting to see any people who are without a machine, PC, any consoles, and who have wanted to use a flight simulator, or have in the past, and they unfortunately have had to, machines have broke or they've had to sell them. It'd be interesting to see what happens with console sales. I don't think it's going to be a dramatic thing. But for me, for the PS5, I am very, very curious. I think everyone is. Two things for me. I haven't got a PSVR 2. I don't think I'll get one. You can get PSVR 2 sometimes at really good prices, like insanely good prices. You can get some very good, high-quality second-hand versions of it at good prices. But the thing I'm seeing mostly about the PS5 version is PSVR 2, and the fact that you're going to be able to do VR with PSVR 2, and that's because and that's a big thing, because a lot of PS5 users did actually actually go off and buy a PSVR 2, and I've never had a chance to have a go at one. I had a PSVR 1. I've had many different VRs. I worked with VR for about 7 years. I worked for the very, very first VR entertainment center, where people would come and play in the UK, actually in Europe, I believe. That opened in 2016, using HTC Vives. So when I talk about VR, I might sometimes sound completely clueless, but I've worked with them I've worked with them at home, and I've worked with them making experiences through Unity. I've used them in my career. So it's something I'd want to try, but and spoiler alert, there will be opportunities to see VR on this channel very soon. I'm very pleased to announce the channel will be getting regular VR content. It's something I've wanted to do. I've got a Quest 3 right there. I'll be honest, Quest 3 is good. I think the Quest 3 is good as a standalone headset. It's great to experience it wireless, playing a shooting game or Beat Saber. It works reasonably well as a PC VR headset using virtual desktop or other methods. But for flight simulation on a PC, a dedicated PC VR headset is what I would recommend. It's not always accessible to people. They're more expensive, but you can very easily get your hold of a second-hand Valve Index. These are still quite expensive, even though they're years old now. They're outdated at this point. But yeah, I've never flown in pancake mode since my HTC yet. The Reverb G2, again, another fantastic headset. My next one would be Pimax Super One. Yeah, I'm not going to sort of disclose any details of what VR is coming to the channel, but for me, VR on the channel has always been something I wanted to do because of my history with VR. I've experienced various flight sims in VR, X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, both Microsoft flight simulators, and I tried Aeroflight FS, which is not technically a flight sim, but I tell you what, the VR implementation in the Aeroflight titles is absolutely incredible. Really, really incredible. They actually put virtual, not hand tracking, but virtual hands as the controllers, so you can actually see when you press the buttons, fingers flicking switches and fingers pressing buttons. So Aeroflight FS4 will be something I really want to get onto the channel at some time, purely for VR, as well as X-Plane 12, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I will be getting a dedicated VR headset for the channel. Dedicated PC VR one for the channel. My Quest, it looks great. If you know the feeling's fantastic, but flight simulation needs a really nice high fidelity lens, in my opinion. So Sparky, no, not at all. I've been speaking to Steve yesterday. I actually spoke to him via voice chat, and we had a good chat. I wanted to get his advice with obviously relaying VR on the channel. I also wanted to say to him, listen, mate, I am not turning the channel into a VR channel. But he was very humble and very just excellent. He's a lovely man, and he just said, listen, I am not concerned, or if you want to do VR on your channel, that's absolutely fine. I don't think for one second you'll be wanting to rival me or compete with me. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't compete with him anyway. Absolutely incredible content creator, absolutely amazing what he does to show off VR, and he's the person you go to if you want to find out anything about VR, flight sim wise. But even though it's just flight sim related, you will learn stuff about VR, and definitely it will translate to other aspects. But no, definitely not. He has just become a new dad, and then we did chat about that as well. I'm a father to a toddler now, 2 years old, and we chatted about that briefly. No, he was very excited. He said, "Listen, the more and more people show off VR on the channels, especially VR flight simming in VR, the better." And I agree with him. But the whole point of VR coming to my channel, it's not going to be to compete with definitely not compete with Steve, not compete with anyone who's doing flight VR on their channel in flight simming at all. It's not. It's for me, Sparky. It's for me and anyone else watching if they're interested. It's for me to show more content on the channel. Like I've said a good couple of times, and you probably would have heard me say it, is that the channel was going down a route of just doing one particular video, and I do not want to get stuck in that place. I'm very aware that there's other channels out there that are doing trailers and cinematics. For me, those guys do it 10 times better. I work with some developers and help them make trailers. But at this point, before I sort of had my year away from YouTube, the channel started getting into a realm of just being known for one type of video. And that's not how I started the channel. That is not how I began to make content. It was doing reviews, it was doing flight videos, it was a mixture. So for me right now, it's not it's all about people coming to my channel and going, he's a flight sim channel, he does love a bit of aviation on the social media, but if I want to have a look at a freeware video, if I want to watch a live stream, if I want to see a cinematic trailer of a product that I might be interested in, it's all there. All right, it's not going to be daily content every day. It's not even going to be, you know, twice weekly sometimes. It's you know, it's when I can do it. Yeah, definitely, mate. And as I say, I didn't go to Steve in a capacity of being, don't worry, mate, I'm not going to be your rival. It wasn't meant like that. It was meant as in, it was more of a blessing from him. It was more to say, listen, mate, do you mind me doing VR? And he was absolutely made up that I was. But I said to him, I don't want to do it the same way you do. You have your area of expertise and you show it off very well. You get people into the side of simming with a headset on and show them how it can be, settings, optimization. That's you excel at that and at other stuff as well. I want to initially, obviously, I want to do for the particular headset I'm getting. I want to do obviously an unboxing, a setup, an introduction to it, and then I want to use it in ways that others aren't, or at least not as much, because I'm seeing VR being used, but I'm not seeing some of the other bits of this simulator that it isn't being used in. So yeah, there's all that. But yeah, there will be VR content on the channel. I feel like I'm overloading myself with some stuff, but I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I just want to try a bit of everything, because I feel like if I don't mix the channel with other content, people aren't going to be interested. And I'll tell you for nothing right now, and this is not me being a big-headed fool. It's not me. I'm just saying the growth of the channel since I've been mixing the content up and doing different things with the channel it's been a hell of a lot better. And also as well, the connections I'm making with some companies is fantastic as well. So just by sort of switching things up and not being stuck in a certain realm of flight simming has opened up some corridors, which has been great. It's been fantastic. PlayStation 5, I've seen people going absolutely berserk online saying, you know, they should have been fixing the sim and they've been putting it on PS5. How's that going to help us? We're not going to get bugs fixed. We're not going to get things fixed now because they're too invested in PlayStation 5. No, I'd have to fully disagree. It's only a good thing. It's the player base that is going to end up on PS5 flight simming is going to introduce many people who have no interest in aviation into flight simming. They're going to start getting into aviation, into a hobby that they didn't actually think they'd be interested in. And the studio itself, all right, it's a big studio. It's Microsoft Asobo. They're gonna be able to put more heads on desks. They're gonna have more people in the offices because of the amount of money they're gonna bring in. How's that not a good thing? They're gonna have loads of new people on the team to help get updates out more regular, faster. You know, I don't think people realize that the release of the PS5 version will bring a ton of resources into the company. And yeah, it's already a big company, but they're going to find that they're going to have so much more help, and the player base is going to be massive. And I will mirror what Tuto Murphy said. I think the only thing that might be concerning is the servers. The fact that we might get a bit of a slowdown initially. We might see some kind of especially obviously because it's 2024. We might get hit with if they don't really get the servers locked down and have enough bandwidth and all that business, then yeah, we might see a little bit of a cock up there, but it's only positive in my opinion. It's fantastic to see. It's great. Who'd have thought that PlayStation, the first time a Microsoft Flight Simulator title's being on a PlayStation, being on a console, well, obviously being on Xbox, but being on PlayStation, you know, that's a wonderful time. And as well as the VR implementation, which doesn't come with the launch, it comes, I believe, hopefully early next year, but it comes as a free update. I know people who have got the PSVR 2 just sitting there, either using it for other games, are going to be able to jump into all these aircraft. As well as, by the way, the Boom XB1. On the last airport, my 5090 got hammered when looking at the car park. Scenery is beautiful. What was it? Kitakuso. They're all fantastic, mate. Even the smaller ones are just so good. Like really nice. But this is what I mean. People with these high-end cars, yeah, it's beautiful to have them. And I wish I had even a 4080, 4090. But you know what I mean? They're still getting a hammer on the sim. You know what I mean? They're still these 24 gigabyte cards are still getting £1, and I've only got a 16 gig one. But yeah, people are going to be able to experience more people. By the way, you know, people on PC, they haven't got the luxury of having a dedicated PC VR headset. And some of them don't have the luxury of being able to run a Quest 3 through the wireless network, or because I think hardwiring the Quest 3 into the PC is a bloody pain in the ass. My Quest 3 on virtual desktop works a hell of a lot better if I want to do anything VR related in the flight sim, or even PC VR games anyway in general. But all these people, these PS5 users who've got PSVR 2 sitting off there, they're going to have one hell of a shock when they can jump into all these planes and fly anywhere they want in the world. And the PSVR 2 is a bloody good headset as well. Like, it is nice. It's fairly high resolution. I'm pretty sure it's also got foveated rendering. Foveated. I think it's foveated rendering, isn't it? If it's not foveated, I'm saying it wrong. But it's basically where the resolution is. I think it's for eye tracking headsets. It's where the resolution is centered on your eyes. So if everything around your peripheral vision is rendered blurry or rendered at lower res to keep performance good, and obviously anywhere you look is rendered in full resolution, whatever you set it to. Don't know what it is. VRAM is more than 13. Jesus, wow. Yeah, so PSVR 2 does have that, and obviously that is sometimes only something you get on some of the high-end PC VR headsets. Certainly when I started doing VR, and I'm talking 2016, the first time you're sort of getting commercially available headsets for home use, the Vive, the HTC Vive, the Oculus, when it was called Oculus, just the Oculus, the consumer version one, the CV1, back in the day, and then obviously we got the Valve Index, which we had at some of our venues, Quest 2s, Quest 3s, a couple of other things. I can't remember other ones. We had some of the Chinese made ones for some of the VR motion platforms we had. But yeah. Matt, good to see you, mate. Have a good night. Supports dynamic foveated rendering, so that's that. I think that is the one where it's using the eye tracking, so it's basically doing it as your eye tracking. I think that's the dynamic meaning, I believe, because I think the Quest 3 can do foveated rendering, but obviously it'll, I think you can fake it. You can do it with some kind of modded program. It's not going to work exactly the same, but yeah, it's where you would look around, so others do it as well with the eye tracking, which is fantastic. It's fantastic. Coming from, as I said before, coming from the early Oculuses, I think I even briefly tried the Oculus DK2, which was the big black box with no controllers. It just had the 6 degrees of freedom. I mean, obviously DK1 only had 3 degrees of freedom, so you were literally just, I think it was up and down. Obviously, then DK2 was, obviously you could, lean. And then Oculus, the actual Oculus then turned into Meta. Obviously, we had the Oculus Quest, the Meta Quest then, obviously. Yeah. And then, obviously, as well, to sort of close out the live stream, because I need a bit of fresh air, because this, weirdly enough, like I said before, it's a smaller room that I was in before, but it doesn't get as warm. It's a bit weird. Anyway, so visuals on the trailer looked incredible. Really did. I was blown away by how it looked, and as I said at first, I was like questioning myself. Was it? I apologize, guys. I was confused. I was like, is this Microsoft Flight Simulator? It was a bit. I was like, is it Microsoft Flight Simulator? Because at first the bit with it was the clouds that give it away for me at first, but it was the 737. Was it the? We'll have a little look at it now, eh? We'll have a little look at it now. It was the 737 that pops up on. I've disappeared. Obviously, looking at it now, you look at the clouds and you're like, yeah, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. And generally, what other sim could it be? They're not going to put X-Plane on PS5, are they? Do you know what I mean? I mean, we never thought we'd get this, but have a little look anyway. It was this for some reason. I kind of started thinking it was, the airport sim that you get, where you can do all the ground stuff. And then that didn't look like it. Then I saw the clouds and I was like, yeah. And obviously then we got this as well. But yeah, the way it was at the gate, the 737, I actually thought it was airport sim where you do all the ground stuff. You push backs and you refuel and stuff. Well, I mean, look at it. It's PS5 Pro footage. Don't get me wrong. So that's why PS5 Pro. Look, there's the boom jet. Oh, that's going to be so fun. And then I was worried that was just going to be a PS5 exclusive or only come to PS5, but it's not. Microsoft told me it was. It's coming to Warner, which is probably a bit of a silly thing to have asked them. But you know, when you think to yourself, why is it? It's a little nice little thing for them to obviously give people on PS5 when it comes out, but lower the volume of the trailer so you can hear you. Sorry, mate. Sorry, but it was that loud. I apologize. What I was saying was, at first I thought it was the airport sim, you know, where you're doing all the ground stuff. When the 737's at the gate, that's what put me off. I was like, is this airport sim? But then I was like, no. The clouds, and then obviously the fire plane give it away and stuff. So, it's interesting. But like, I keep on saying this, but yeah, the interesting part for me is that was on PS5 Pro. What's it going to look like? Because at the end of the day, I'm not... Okay, performance as well, because obviously it's on a base PS5. What's performance and what's the visuals going to be like on a base PS5? That's really, really interesting to me. How have they got this sim running at a nice quality to be able to enjoy it on a normal PS5? PS5 Pro footage looks fantastic. It really looks great. But yeah, and also as well as PSVR 2, biggest thing, like another massive thing for me is going to be see it on the dual sense control, because not enough developers I'm just talking normal PS5 developers, they don't utilize the dual sense enough, in my opinion. And I don't play PlayStation 5 a lot. It's very rarely on. But not enough take advantage of it. And when it's taken advantage of in a really good way, it's so good. And obviously they've put adaptive triggers to respond to speed, service types on the ground, and provide sloped resistance in the air. Communications come from the little speaker in the DualSense, this ATC. The gyro, it's got gyro controls, light bar support, and customization for the touchpad. I mean, I can only imagine that's going to maybe even act as some of the touch panels on and some of the aircraft, maybe some of the glass cockpit ones where it has touchscreens and you can use the touchpad to virtually touch it. I think that is fantastic that they're also doing that as well, because they could have just easily just give us... I mean, obviously, it's on Xbox X. They could have just implemented the controllers exactly the same and, you know what I mean? But they've done all that as well. So they've actually spent some time looking at the DualSense and how it's going to further immerse people. Do you know what I mean? Couple that with the PSVR 2 on your head, which also has vibration in it as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure it has. You know, are we going to have the feeling of wind in our heads if we open a window? I don't know. Liam, good to see you, mate. I have got your message, by the way, mate. I'm not ignoring you. I've read it, and Roger, well, I'll speak to you soon properly over a voice chat, mate, to be a bit easier. I don't think getting to Doncaster is going to be as easy as just one coach or one train, mate. By the looks of it, it's a train or coach to Leeds, and then it's onwards to Doncaster. I don't think Liverpool has a one straight route into Doncaster. It's Leeds, then to Doncaster, mate. So we'll see how it goes in that sense. But yeah, guys, so yeah, we didn't see as many points of interest as I would like to. We had a look at all 5 airports: Hokkaido, Rishiri, I think, Kitakuso, Sado, and Satsuma. All fantastic, really, really detailed. We've had a look, while we talk about PS5, we had some look at the new photogrammetry cities, which again seem to suffer from the old greeny sort of textures on them. Although this city here, I think this is part of Where was I? I think it was it? Can't remember where to put. Haneda, probably, possibly. I'm not too sure. It's not far from Tokyo, but again, you can still see this greeny kind of, almost like a green net is over the buildings, and it's a bit of a shame because the actual quality of the buildings at a decent altitude is pretty nice, very realistic looking. It's a bit of a shame. Japanese scenery has been fantastic, especially the airports. The airports have been fantastic. I'd obviously go back to the start of the stream and have a look at the airports. Gaia Simulations have done fantastic work with it. No, this is Narita. This is Narita, just by the airport. But again, still got that sort of greeny texture to it. Fantastic, guys. Well, I'm going to get off now. I'm also going to see what I'm going to do with Sunday's live stream. It might just be a chill back. Watch me fly something very poorly around somewhere. Possibly. I don't know. I might do. It depends if someone comes up. It's Friday now, so it's unlikely that someone will pop up. And I mean like a new scenery or something that is needing my attention for a live stream. So yeah, it might just be a nice chill back fly around somewhere on Sunday. Most likely will be a 7 p.m. live stream again. But it's been a good live stream, guys. And thank you to everyone who spent some time with me. Thank you to everyone who's now rewatching the stream. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and there's definitely more to come. New unboxing video tomorrow. Wednesday, look out for my for a feature length video. I think it's like 15 minutes long. It'll take you back to when the channel first was set up. Some lovely airports to look at in all edited up nicely, hopefully. I've had a watch. I've quality control checked it, I promise. But yeah, more to come. That's all I can say, guys. There's more to come, and they will still be trailers and cinematics, don't worry. But it won't just be that. It won't just be every time there's an upload it's going to be a trailer or cinematic. There will be stuff in between, and at the minute it's most likely going to be other stuff. I am about to start a trailer for something, but I can't tell you what that is. Very, very nice, by the way, the thing that I'm making a trailer for. Oh, I tell you what, if you thought those airports were detailed, wait and see. Wait and see. Sparky, mate, thank you so much. You have a nice, you go and have a beer, mate, and chill out for the rest of the evening. I haven't got a beer to go and chill out. I've got some more Monster Energy, which might as well be beer to me. So yeah, but yeah, no, the trailer I'm working on, guys, not started it yet, but those airports were detailed, no doubt about it. The one that I'm doing the trailer for, you wait and see. Oh my god, it is. I've only seen pictures for it, but I know it's bloody good. Yeah, unboxing tomorrow. More unboxings to come. I've got things coming in the post from various locations around the world. Looking forward to showing you that. Yeah. Go and have a good evening. I'll see you again soon.